Well, we're a few minutes behind schedule that we normally have for a broadcast day, but here we are, coming to you from our Litter Media Studios. I'm Dan Ramey. He's the icon, Mike Smith.
Hello. We had a guest earlier today.
We did, and we enjoyed having that guest here today. We're going to tell everybody who that is in just a bit.
Yes, sir. Weather or not?
Oh, you're jumping right into it, huh?
Well, I didn't know. You paused, so I didn't know whether. And by the way, we did not coincide, or we did not sync up with each other.
Just like Monday.
Is this like two days out of three or
it's
something
crazy.
like that?
We're nuts.
Just like an old married couple.
You just stay on your side over there,
That's
mister.
right. That's right. Don't look at me like that.
Jeez. Welcome to the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the free part right here.
That's right.
Coming up in a moment, let's take a look at news. And you had a busy night last night with the Chamber Awards, so we will hear from the Entrepreneur of the Year.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
We'll tell you who he is coming up, as if you don't probably already know.
Yeah.
I congratulated him last night, and I said, I hope this message isn't the next one that blows up your phone. And so he said he's got tons of messages.
Oh, I bet.
So we'll share details about Mr. Shelton coming your way here in just a bit. Also a look at sports and this date in history. Mike Smith had a hand in this.
I did. Let me look down. Oh yeah, I had to remember what I was going to talk about. Anyway, yeah.
Not in 1877, maybe closer to 1997 or so.
somewhere
thereabouts.
in there. Yeah,
all right, we'll explain coming up. Stick with us during the show. You'll learn more.
Mm-hmm.
Weather-wise, a beautiful day today.
Yeah, chilly start. Our thermostat downstairs said 63, and I wondered why I was getting chilly up here. Dan's got the air conditioner on for some reason. Sunny skies today. It will warm up to the mid-70s. Even warmer tomorrow with cloudy skies and a high of 80, but then rain is in the picture for Friday and Saturday.
The air conditioner is on because we are in a warehouse, and we're up in the top of the warehouse. And when you're in the top of the warehouse, when the weather starts to turn warm, it gets really hot up here.
But only in the afternoon.
Which you're not here.
And I don't care about that. I only care about the morning.
So we're both selfishly thinking about
Exactly.
ourselves. So.
Maybe I'll turn the heat on in the morning. You can turn it down in the afternoon. Yeah.
All right. We'll have more discussion on now that and other things coming your way in just a bit. Speaking of air conditioning, how about Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your trusted comfort advisor? If you have some issues with the comfort in your home and you need something fixed, well, click on this ad anywhere you see it at our website, littermedia.com. It'll take you right to their website where you can learn more about their services and their service territory. Scioto Valley Dumpsters, if you've got a big cleanup job to do, maybe you've got something in your residence, or perhaps you've got a business and you're starting to clean some things out. Maybe you've changed everything and you said, clean out your desks, put them into a dumpster. You can find it right here, 740-253-8389 for Scioto Valley Dumpsters. Tell them Dan and Mike sent you. News next.
At Country Clipper, pride runs deep. We take pride in knowing our mowers help create a space for families to make memories. That our features transform mowing into an enjoyable experience. Most importantly, we take pride in knowing the decision to purchase a Country Clipper will be one you can be proud of for years to come. Country Clipper zero-turn mowers.
As we jump into the news of the day, of course, you can always go to our website, and that is littermedia.com, where you can see some of the stories that we're working on right here and there. And look at that guy.
Hey, who is that guy?
That is Ken Shelton, right?
And the winner is, as everybody stood and applauded, an honor well-deserved. Ken Shelton, the owner of 3 successful businesses in Ross County, named Entrepreneur of the Year by the Chillicothe-Ross Chamber of Commerce. Ken has over 30 years in the staffing business and started each of his 4 enterprises.
And you spoke to him after the show last night.
Talking with the Chillicothe-Ross Chamber of Commerce Entrepreneur of the Year, Ken Shelton. Ken, just some of your thoughts right now.
Just overwhelmed with emotion right now. This is something I never would have dreamed of, but it's greatly appreciated.
You dedicated this to your family, to your mom and dad.
Yes, they did not see this moment here, but I know they're watching from heaven. So,
What were some of the things that they taught you coming up that you feel like that you were able to use in your business over the years?
work ethic. Get up, work hard, give it your all, and if you give it your all, then you know you did your best.
If you had any advice for any other business people in the community about how they can not only be successful in business, but be a good community helper, what would that be?
Just give it your all. Just give it your all.
Ken, congratulations.
Thank you.
Sounded like he was getting speechless here for a second.
He was getting, I think, thinking back to his parents.
Yeah, no doubt.
And the way he described, I think that they maybe had passed before he got a lot of his businesses going. So that's got to be something that is very special for him and his wife and kids. So congratulations. I know the congratulation messages have been pouring in on social media all morning.
Not only for him, but for others.
Yeah, Scioto Society, there's cousin Brandon. We're not really cousins, we just say that. Won the Legacy Award given to businesses with more than 25 years in operation. Dwell Real Estate won the Corporate Citizenship Award. And Taylor Carnes of Shelter Insurance was named Young Professional of the Year. And in the middle there, that's Robin Burno, the wife of the late Dr. Jack Burno,
Who was given special recognition last night, and that was touching. I saw part of her acceptance speech as well.
So a lot of neat things happen out at the Bell Manor last night at the Chamber of Commerce.
That was the Chillicothe Ross Chamber of Commerce, and earlier today we had the Pickaway Chamber of Commerce here.
Yeah, that's Krista Bauer. She is the executive director of the Pickaway Chamber of Commerce, our guest on Special Edition for Pickaway County. If you didn't get a chance to see that live, you can always go back on Facebook, and you'll have it later today or tomorrow on YouTube for Litter Media. But basically talked about some of the things that they're trying to do up there. She's pretty much a one-person band right now, which is a challenge, but they're getting things up and going. So thanks, Krista, for coming down. Paint Valley Alcohol, Drug Addiction, and Mental Health Board, better known as ADAMH, announced that 13 law enforcement officers and first responders who serve the Paint Valley ADAMH Board region completed crisis intervention team training. The week-long 40-hour class is designed to train law enforcement officers and first responders in skills that assist them in interacting with individuals with mental illness and or a developmental disability. And some of those folks hail from Highland, Fayette, Ross, Pickaway, and surrounding counties. High school students are invited to apply for the highly competitive Summer Law and Trial Institute offered this summer at Ohio University's Athens campus. Students will engage with attorneys and judges, litigate a mock trial, observe a Supreme Court argument, learn about law school, and visit various non-governmental organizations. Now, they'll also offer a virtual session. You can go to our website, story@littermedia.com, to get more information. Boating brings big business to Ohio. A new study shows the state's boating industry produced an economic impact, listen to this, $6.4 billion in 2022. According to the study published by the Ohio Department of Natural Resources, Parks and Watercraft, the boating industry also accounted for 45,856 jobs. Fishing accounts for 33.6% of all boating time in Ohio.
How about that? Fishing for dollars.
That's right. And you and I both came across this morning. We gave you a heads up yesterday. Chillicothe traffic signalization is changing, and that is at the intersection Bridge and Main. When I came through, they were using actual police officers to direct traffic, and we'll find out here in a little bit if that's still the case.
Was Chief Myers out there with the white gloves in his hands?
I did not see that, but they did have a couple of guys with their yellow vest on, and they anticipate this will go through a good part of the afternoon.
I could see Chief Myers doing a breakdown, kind of deal.
Did you see the
spinning around in the middle of the
There was an
intersection.
umpire that did that.
Yeah, I
Somebody
did see
had that yesterday.
That was the Savannah Bananas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were. He was pretty funny. Also, in our daily ODOT road report in Hocking County, multi-route resurfacing is taking place at State Route 216 and Route 595. Flaggers are being used to keep traffic moving, and that work goes through the end of July.
We were talking about Robin Burno just a moment ago. She is the chairperson for the Fairways for Friends, and asked that we mention once again, we need some teams for this. This is for the Chillicothe First Capital Rotary Club, and all the proceeds go right back into the community for a lot of the projects they put together. I can't remember how many thousands of dollars that Dave Pinkerton had mentioned that they raise each year and pour right back into the community. But this is one of the big events, and they've got more events coming up. First Thursdays are just around the corner, but let this be the first event you get involved with in May, and that's next Friday. $440 per team, all taking place at the Chillicothe JCs. Also at the JCs, Cheryl's House of Hope has a charity golf outing that's coming up as well on Saturday, May 27th at the JCs again. This is a little cheaper, $300 a team, and registration fee includes your golf, a golf cart, lunch, and snacks as well. And you've been involved with Cheryl's House of Hope over the years, and you know that it's a pretty cool operation, what they do.
In fact, Garen Varus has done a lot of different appearances for the Cheryl's House of Hope, working with women coming out of drug addiction and now in recovery. So great cause to get out there and play on May the 27th.
And coming up this Saturday, the kids at Huntington Township will be the benefactors here. Plus, you will as well, because you get out there an opportunity to enjoy some music, some food, and everything as well. Begins at 5 p.m., and they've got a hog roast going on, inflatables, laser tag for the kids. They've got a silent auction for you. Cole Maxon's going to be singing. Should be a lot of fun with he and his band. They're going to have fireworks, Mike, and much more. And the kids are going to Hawaii, the senior class. And I was talking with my granddaughter, Paradise, just the other day. This would have been Monday night, the SVC track meet, day one at Huntington. Those kids were slicing French fries and cooking hamburgers, working the concession stand, with the monies going to help them with their trip to Hawaii.
I thought maybe they'd be serving poi or something like that.
You don't want poi.
It's not what you think it is.
No.
Yeah. Like wallpaper paste.
We did not try poi when Missy and I were there back in 1993. You know that you've only been there once when you start referring to it as the year you went.
Yeah, right.
Maybe we'll go again someday on our 50th wedding anniversary or something. I don't know. But at any rate, what I'm getting to here is poi is as bland as it comes. It looks a lot like wallpaper paste, from what I understand. And the tour guide that we had on our bus, he was showing us the hotel that Jack Lord,
Hawaii Five-0,
was standing on top. And he says, you ever notice when the opener, and they show him, they come zooming in at him with a camera, and his hair just doesn't seem like it's moving? He says they used poi to put his hair back. So
I think Don Ho might have used some of that too. But
tiny bubbles, yes.
Yeah, another broadcast partner of mine years ago, Bob Ditto, was in the Navy, and he said, it's awful, don't eat it.
Is that right?
It's not very good.
Yeah, no plans to taste that at all. All right. Just ahead, we'll get you caught up to date with sports. We were talking about the track meet. By the way, day number 2, the finals for the SVC meet, is on Friday, also at Huntington. So if you want some of those French fries and hamburgers, the kids will be there to help you out again, and you can help them go out and see a pineapple plantation.
Sure. Yeah.
And other things that will be out in Hawaii. That trip is late March of next year.
And you're still trying to, hop on as a roving reporter.
I think they need some type of media representation. to be out there.
Your
Plus
granddaughter would
plus
probably
a
kill you.
chaperone
Yeah.
or two.
You're not going. No.
All right. This date in history also on the way in just a moment, plus a radio moment.
Okay.
You've given that a lot of thought, I take it.
Very little.
That's what I thought. All right, coming up, all that and more. McDonald's today is open interview day. We've talked a little bit about this earlier in the week. So if you are looking for work, how about Chillicothe, Circleville, Greenfield, or Waverly? Any one of the 7 area local McDonald's are there looking for additions to their McCrew members. And if you are a manager, you've got some management material, it's a higher wage. That's the good thing there.
Yeah. Yes. And you got to tell people to clean that up.
The best managers help out.
That's right.
We saw
By
that,
example.
We saw that at the Pineapple Awards this year.
That's
didn't we?
correct, yes.
Just this week. So stop out at McDonald's, and when you're there, make sure you get the strawberry and cream pie, anything from the McCafe Bakery, and of course, a big smile too from McDonald's.
I'm loving it.
Sports on the way next.
This is Big Chillicothe. Horizon's 100% fiber internet service is coming to your area. Call 740-772-8331 or visit horizonconnects.com/Chillicothe to sign up today.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
At Rathkamp Financial, we act as your advocate in all wealth matters. We believe in long-term relationships and working to earn your continued trust with our customized investment solutions. Our greatest satisfaction comes from working with clients for many years and helping them realize their dreams.
For transportation options in Ross County, call Ross County Health District's Mobility Management Team, 740-779-9652. Time for sports, and where are we starting?
Track, busy week where a lot of the conference championships are being decided. Yesterday was day 1 for events for the Mid-State League, the FAC, and the SOC. In the Mid-State League, Buckeye, Tays Valley girls, and Liberty Union boys have the first round lead. Their finals are Friday. In the FAC at Hillsboro, McLean girls and Hillsboro boys are the day 1 leaders. Their finals are Thursday. Now in the SOC, Wheelersburg girls and Lucasville Valley boys have the lead in the team standings. Their finals are also on Friday, as is the case with the SVC, which we told you about in day 1 activities yesterday.
Fries and hamburgers, concession stand.
Yeah, high school softball tournament results yesterday. Up in the Central District, Bloom Carroll, a big winner over Hartley. Licking Valley ended Hamilton Township season. Division III semis, Piketon, Huntington, Eastern Brown, Minford, Nelsonville York, Coal Grove, and Chesapeake all winners. And in Division IV, up in the Central District, Lancaster Fisher Catholic, a winner over Mount Gilead, and Bern Union, 20-1 over Shekinah Christian. Now, today, we have, there's a volleyball match today. This is Saturday that we're talking about, first annual boys volleyball at the Ross County Christian Academy. There's 4 Christian schools that are coming in there to play starting at 11. But tonight, for the first time in history, the Ohio High School Athletic Association will have tournament volleyball for the boys. And Chillicothe will host Patriot Prep at 6 p.m. at Hatton Memorial Gymnasium.
And Westfall also in action.
They don't play until the 13th.
13th.
Yeah. So, and they're in the same region. This is, if you can remember the way the OHSAA used to do, they still do. They run the football playoffs. The district has nothing to do with that. This is the way the volleyball is running as well. So Chillicothe and Westfall are in what is known as Region 5 for Division 2. So that's where they possibly could run into each other down the road if Chillicothe keeps winning. Baseball. Chillicothe's VA Memorial Stadium will host the Patriot. No, I'm on the wrong track. North Coast Athletic Conference Baseball Championship. I think they've been here before. Defiance, or Denison rather, not Defiance, Denison.
Are you okay? You want to start over again?
Yeah, let's go back. For the first time since 2007, they win a league championship. They get the number 1 seed, and they will open up play tomorrow at noon, again at VA Memorial Stadium. The tournament dates tomorrow, Friday, and then again on Sunday.
And I see you've got live stats links in there where people can find the live stats,
Correct.
how it's going.
Yes. And, of course, I know they'd love to have you out there. Get you a hot dog and a beverage and watch college baseball starting at noon tomorrow at VA Memorial Stadium.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty tomorrow, too. So
Yes, it will.
another good reason to get out of the office.
Major League, the Reds, a winner over the New York Mets.
Watch this. Here comes the last pitch.
Let's see if he
Alexis
gets some
Diaz. Woof. Yeah, we got him,
He
boys.
went around 7-6. The Red Legs win it.
And just rowing the boat there is
Yeah, Mr. Jonathan India.
Jonathan India. And, of course, Reds win.
Back at it
7-6.
again tonight.
They tried not to win, but they won.
They won. That's,
Because it was 7-0 or no 3-0 when I turned it on, then 3-1, then it was 4-1, and next thing I know it's 7-4, 7-5, 7-6. I'm like, no.
Yeah, hang on there, and they did. Cardiac Kids, and the Guardians, a winner over the Tigers, 2-0.
Grounder up the middle.
I think in their last series, Detroit beat up on Cleveland pretty badly, but good start for the Guardians last night with a 2-0 win.
Yes.
And some new turf down in Wheelersburg for the
Yeah.
football fields. How about that?
Berg turf right here for Ed Miller Stadium, and there you look at it.
He said Berg turf.
I did. Have you been down there? You've been there
I don't believe I've ever been there.
Are you serious?
I've been by Wheelersburg. I don't think I've ever been there for any kind of a sporting event.
I'll be. Went down with Chillicothe during the Ron Hinton era, and they were, this would have been around 2012, I think. First time that I remember them having turf, and it was the first time I was there for a football game. I'd been there for basketball before, but not for football, and I was impressed with this. No track around it, so you're really close to the field, and it sits up on a hillside right there along the river.
Kind of like Jackson, huh? On a hillside?
Yeah.
Now, is that the visiting bleachers? It's on like a slope or a hill. So even if you're not in the stands, you could sit in the grass with a blanket or something like that. Looks like they got seats in the end zone, one of the end zones.
And when I was there, it was hot. I mean, it was hot because we were there for the early scrimmage. So it was the middle of August, and so I'm sure with this new turf, especially if you're standing on the black turf, it's probably going to really radiate a lot of heat.
Yeah. August 18th is the first regular season game. So if they're at home, I bet you it's going to be cooking that night.
Yes. You may be able to go to the concession stand and just warm your food by going down on the field.
Yeah, just put your hot dog right down on the field there. One of the players probably will scoop it up.
Yeah, that would be the way to go. All right. Coming up, this station history with a special president.
The year after the bicentennial. No, actually, it would have been after the centennial.
Yes.
1877.
All right, so that's just ahead here on Litter Media Live. And let's see. A radio moment?
I still haven't come up with
Still
it.
haven't come up?
You'll say something here in a minute, and it'll kick a memory in.
Something like this. Words from Advanced Services.
Hi, I'm Dave Pinkerton with Advanced Services Heating and Cooling, your local heating and cooling expert. If you want quality service, quality installation, give Advanced Services a call, 740-773-4499.
Budweiser beer, the king is second to none.
Who drinks Budweiser? You know the type. The people who grind. Those who don't back down. and the ones who don't quit. They say all people are 6 degrees of separation away from each other, but some are just a six-pack away. The people who share the same spirit share the same beer. This Bud's for you.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
You haven't had vodka soda like this. No one has. Made with the world's smoothest vodka plus real juice. New White Claw Vodka Soda.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
Thank you, Andy. And time now for the State in History.
1877, President Rutherford B. Hayes has the White House's first telephone installed in the mansion's telegraph room. President Hayes embraced the new technology, though he rarely received phone calls. In fact, there was nobody on the other end. In fact, the Treasury Department possessed the only other direct phone line to the White House at that time. The White House phone number was 1. Phone service, you can't write this, they make us up, folks. Phone service throughout the country was in its infancy in 1877. It was not until a year later that the first telephone exchange was set up in Connecticut, and it would be 50 more years until President Herbert Hoover had the first telephone line installed at the president's desk in the Oval Office. So if you picked up the phone and heard heavy breathing, chances were you knew exactly where it was coming from. All right, who in the Treasury Department is doing this? Oh, my.
Well, I kept thinking back to one of the insurance companies had a commercial that had Alexander Graham Bell sitting there in the theater, and you hear this ring, 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 and it's like, ahoy! No, this is 2. You want number 1.
That would be an easy number to remember. 1. Wonder if anybody has that number now. 1. Oh, golly.
Mayberry would have gone out different.
Oh, yeah.
Sarah.
Give me number 1. Give me number 2.
You are number 1.
Oh, golly.
Our radio moment. We were discussing off the air just a moment ago about a couple of characters that are no longer with us, and they performed as characters on the show as well, both from the sales department, and we like to have a lot of fun on the radio show. And back at this point in time, we were still on the Hill, and Rick Swiggett was one of our sales persons, and we came up with Joe Wise Guy. We thought, he's so brash and everything. He would come in about 7:45 or so and sit down in front of a microphone. And he became the dark side of Dan and Mike because, everything's positive with us. But he came along with humor, and he came in and just basically told us his thoughts as Joe Wise Guy. And so he could get away with anything. And then he got reprimanded when he got off the air. But then another was Dick Robinson. And Dick seemed to, wherever I went, it seemed he showed up.
He followed, yeah.
And I'm not talking about at the radio station. I'm talking about when I worked at WRAC down in West Union. Dick appears as our new morning guy at some point in time. I can't remember how many months in it was. But he was buddies with one of the fellows who was starting the radio station. We launched it back in December of 1981, so I was part of the original air staff for that. Then I think he joined us maybe in spring, thereabouts, from Marietta. He had worked at WMOA, I believe, and so he had moved over with us at West Union. I moved on in my career, and I started working in Columbus, and who walks in? Dick Robinson. And I'm like, hey, I remember you, and we got to talking, and so on and so forth. Well, he was working for Circleville when it still had a radio station, worked there for a number of years, and then I come to work down in Chillicothe again. I came back from Columbus, and who walks in? Dick Robinson.
Dick Robinson.
He was like following me everywhere in my broadcast career.
Yeah.
But you talk about a funny guy. He had a lot of great jokes that
Now, he was Pop Quiz.
He was Pop Quiz. He would come in another character called Pop Quiz, which I stole from my Sunday 95 days because Bob Simpson had a salesperson come in on his show, and he performed as Pop Quiz on that show. So we did the same thing but our Pop Quiz was more of a pop age.
Yeah, exactly. Now, did Dick also work in Zanesville for a while?
I believe he did. And his final days, from what I understand, he was working with Berger Hospital in Columbus, or in Circleville.
Circleville, yeah.
And he was a valet. And he drove around a lot with
golf cart
to pick you up at your car and drop you off at the hospital if you needed the ride there. But
I think he drove me 10 feet one time.
Is that right? Well, this is the crazy thing. One day, he had a heart attack behind the wheel of the golf cart, and it came crashing into the front of the hospital, and they came out and saved his life.
Yeah.
And he says, I'm so grateful that I was doing this that day to be at the right place at the right time. And I remember, and he told me this privately. I'm sure he probably wouldn't mind me saying this.
Dick, is it all right if we tell this now? Okay.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. But his brother was a banker, and he worked right up to his day of retirement. Died the next day.
Oh, wow.
And so he said, I never take a day for granted.
Yeah.
You just never know. You work all your life, and then something like that. Tragically, it happens, but he always had a different outlook on life. He was hilarious. Pretty good athlete down at Marietta High School, from what I understand. Yeah. When Chillicothe played Marietta a lot, I would go and take a look at the trophy cases and all that kind of stuff, and there was Dick Robinson. I think he was a track athlete, if I'm not mistaken.
But those two guys, they were very witty.
Yes.
And they could just pull a funny line right out of the air, it seemed like. Yeah.
And I'll never forget. And David Swiggett and Daniel, they were twins. And Rick was, can we say, gray? Is that a good way to say it? His had gray facial hair.
Yeah.
But he didn't look like he was 60-some years old.
No.
He was probably in his, early 40s when he worked with us?
Yeah, I'd say.
Well, when the boys were about 3 and 4 years old, they went into McDonald's, and and the girl behind the counter says, and you've got the Golden Buckeye discount, sir. And he said, I looked at her like, what do you think? These aren't my grandkids. These are my sons. He came in to say, this was the Joe Wise guy.
Yeah.
I think this might have been where the Joe Wise guy bit came from. He came into the studio and he says, you won't believe what just happened. And I'm like, well, you do kind of look like you're 65. So,
oh, golly.
Yeah, and now here we are in our 60s.
In our 60s talking about
the good old days.
Yeah.
All right. Do we have a special edition tomorrow?
No.
Nothing booked?
No.
Okay, so if you've got something you want to publicize, let us know.
Okay.
Mike will get you booked. Other than that, we'll be back here again tomorrow about this same time with another edition of Litter Media Live. Enjoy the rest of your, what is today, Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. It's going to be great outdoors. This might be, he's going to be cutting grass. I just know it.
No, I just did that.
Well, it's probably grown again. Thanks for watching Litter Media Live.